Imagine building a civilization from the ground up, crafting homes from stone, carving entire cities into the cliffs, and thriving in a landscape as harsh as it is beautiful. Now imagine, after centuries of effort, your descendants simply walking away, leaving behind everything they had built, everything they had known. In the late 13th century, tens of thousands of people in the American Southwest did just that, abandoning their stone cities carved into the cliffs. They left behind pottery, tools, even food still sitting in storage rooms, as if they might return at any moment. This wasn't a gradual fading away, it was a sudden sweeping exodus, one of the most dramatic and puzzling events in North American archaeology, a mystery that has fascinated generations of researchers. Where did these people go? Why did they leave behind such advanced settlements? These are the questions at the heart of the enigma of the people we now call the ancestral Puebloans. The scale of this migration is staggering. An entire region stretching across Colorado, Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico was suddenly emptied of its people. The silence that followed was profound. These were people who had mastered the art of desert agriculture, who engineered complex irrigation systems and built architectural wonders that still inspire awe today, yet for reasons still debated, they left it all behind. When early explorers stumbled upon these silent cities, they found evidence of vibrant lives, artifacts, murals, and intricate structures, but no clear explanation for the sudden departure. The word Anasazi means ancient ones, but their descendants, such as the Hopi and Zuni, prefer the term ancestral Puebloans. It's a reminder that these people didn't simply vanish, they adapted, migrated, and their legacy endures. Their traditions, stories, and ceremonies are still alive today, woven into the fabric of modern Pueblo communities across the Southwest. The real mystery isn't about disappearance, but about transformation, how a culture can change, survive, and thrive in new forms. What could have driven entire communities to risk everything and leave their homeland behind? Was it drought, conflict, spiritual beliefs, or something else entirely? That's the journey we're about to explore together. Join us as we uncover the story behind this great vanishing act, a story of resilience, mystery, and the enduring spirit of the ancestral Puebloans. The ancestral Puebloans flourished in the Four Corners region, where the borders of present-day Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico meet. This vast, rugged landscape of mesas, canyons, and arid plateaus was both a challenge and a home for these remarkable people. Over thousands of years they evolved from nomadic hunter-gatherers who followed the rhythms of the land to expert farmers who learned to coax life from the dry soil. Their journey was one of adaptation and ingenuity, as they discovered new ways to thrive in a region with scarce resources. Mastering the cultivation of maize, beans, and squash, known as the Three Sisters, they developed sustainable farming techniques that supported growing communities and allowed for more permanent settlements. With these innovations, they built a society that not only survived but thrived in a harsh desert landscape, leaving behind impressive stone dwellings and cliffside pueblos that still inspire awe today. Water was precious, and their sophisticated irrigation and reservoir systems were key to survival. Ingenious channels and dams captured every drop, turning arid ground into fertile fields. Their culture evolved through periods like the basket maker and Pueblo eras, marked by remarkable innovations in basketry, pottery, and architecture. Each era brought new skills and artistic expressions reflecting their changing lives. They transitioned from simple pit houses dug into the earth to multi-story stone villages, such as those at Mesa Verde and Chaco Canyon, always adapting to new challenges and opportunities. The ancestral Puebloans weren't a single empire but a network of diverse communities connected by trade, shared traditions, and mutual support. Their world was a tapestry of cultures, each contributing to a greater whole. They exchanged turquoise, seashells, pottery, and other goods across vast distances, creating a vibrant mosaic of cultures and ideas that enriched their society. While they shared kivas, ceremonial spaces, and certain architectural styles, each community developed its own unique identity, customs, and beliefs. Their story is one of adaptation, innovation, and resilience in a demanding environment where cooperation and creativity were essential for survival. This dynamic society set the stage for the mysteries and enduring legacy that would follow, leaving behind clues etched in stone and earth for us to discover. The cliff dwellings are the ancestral Puebloans' most iconic legacy, testaments to their ingenuity, resilience, and deep connection to the land. These remarkable structures, carved and constructed high above the canyon floors, continue to inspire awe and curiosity centuries after their builders moved on. Imagine multi-story stone cities tucked into sheer cliffs, their walls blending seamlessly with the rock, almost hidden from view. These dwellings were not only homes, but also fortresses, perched in places that seem almost impossible to reach. Places like Cliff Palace at Mesa Verde and White House Ruin at Canyon de Chelly are breathtaking feats of engineering. Their scale and complexity reveal a sophisticated understanding of architecture, community planning, and the environment. These weren't just shelters, they were planned communities with hundreds of rooms, storage spaces, and ceremonial kivas. Each dwelling was carefully designed to make the most of limited space and resources, reflecting a society that valued both practicality and tradition. Building them required quarrying stone, hauling it up cliffs, and mixing durable mortar, all by hand. Every block was shaped and placed with care, a process that demanded immense labor, skill, and cooperation among the people. Cliff placement offered protection from weather and enemies, with access limited to guarded paths or ladders. The steep approaches made these homes defensible, while overhangs shielded them from rain, snow, and the harsh desert sun. Life here was communal. Families shared walls, courtyards, and daily chores while tending crops on the mesa tops above. The community worked together to grow corn, beans, and squash, relying on each other for survival in a challenging landscape. Central plazas and kivas were the heart of social and religious life. These spaces hosted ceremonies, storytelling, and gatherings that reinforced cultural identity and spiritual beliefs. But why build in such hard-to-reach places? The answer lies in both necessity and strategy. Around the 12th and 13th centuries, many moved from open mesas to defensive cliffs, suggesting a world in turmoil. Environmental pressures, resource scarcity, and threats from rival groups may have driven this dramatic shift in settlement. These structures are both marvels of ingenuity and silent witnesses to the anxieties of their time. Their weathered walls hold stories of adaptation, hope, and the challenges faced by the ancestral Puebloans. Today, the cliff dwellings hold clues to the mystery of their departure, inviting us to piece together the lives, struggles, and achievements of a people who once called these cliffs home. The ancestral Puebloans were more than builders. They were astronomers, engineers, and artists. At Chaco Canyon, buildings align with solar and lunar cycles. The sun dagger petroglyph marks solstices and equinoxes. Their roads, some 30 feet wide, connected communities across vast distances, their purpose still debated: trade, pilgrimage, or something more. Sophisticated water systems, dams, reservoirs, canals, enabled them to thrive in the desert. Art and spirituality were central: black-on-white pottery, symbolic rock art, and kivas as spiritual centers. Their architecture reflects a communal way of life with shared resources and consensus-based decisions. Social cohesion was their strength, helping them endure for centuries. But as pressures mounted, this unity began to fracture. The breakdown of social order likely played a key role in their decision to migrate. Their legacy is a testament to both their achievements and the challenges they faced. One leading theory for the Great Migration centers on water, or the lack of it. Tree ring data reveals a devastating drought began around 1276, lasting over 2 decades. For an agricultural society, this was catastrophic. Crops failed, water sources dried up, and food became scarce. Year after year of failed harvests strained their communities to the breaking point. Water systems became useless, and faith in spiritual leaders may have faltered. The timing of the drought matches the abandonment of major sites. While droughts were common, this one was the tipping point. It set in motion the mass migration, as people searched for water and survival. The Great Drought was likely the catalyst for leaving their ancestral homeland. Drought wasn't the only challenge. Evidence points to conflict and fear. The shift to defensible cliff dwellings signals a society under threat. Scarce resources led to competition and violence between groups. Archaeological sites show signs of trauma, unburied bodies, and burned villages. Some threats may have come from outside, as new groups moved into the region. Conflict was likely fueled by environmental stress, making life increasingly unstable. The beautiful cliff dwellings are monuments to a troubled era. Violence and fear compounded the effects of drought. Together, these pressures unraveled the fabric of Puebloan society. Beyond drought and conflict, Resource depletion played a crucial role. Centuries of cutting trees for construction and firewood led to deforestation. Builders traveled farther for timber, while soil erosion and habitat loss followed. Intensive farming exhausted the land, reducing crop yields. As the population grew, the environment could no longer keep up. When drought struck, the weakened system collapsed. Resource depletion made the society fragile and vulnerable to disaster. The decision to leave was likely a gradual realization that their way of life was unsustainable. Migration was a chance to let the land recover and start anew. The story is one of adaptation in the face of environmental limits. Today, scientists see the migration as the result of many intertwined factors. The Great Drought was the trigger, but resource depletion and conflict magnified its impact. Human remains show malnutrition and disease, evidence of hardship before the exodus. Isotope analysis reveals communities became more insular, hinting at rising social tension. The ancestral Puebloans didn't vanish. They migrated south and east, joining or founding new communities. Their descendants, like the Hopi and Zuni, carry on their traditions. Oral histories remember these migrations as acts of survival and resilience. The abandoned cities are not tombs but monuments to a pivotal chapter in Pueblo history. Their story is one of adaptation, not disappearance. The mystery of the ancestral Puebloans is why we explore history, archaeology, and unanswered questions all in one. These silent cities are classrooms, teaching us about resilience, climate, and the human spirit. Many questions remain. The purpose of Chacoan roads, the causes of conflict, the role of religion in migration. Each discovery brings us closer, but some mysteries may never be solved, and that's part of the allure. The world is full of lost cities and unsolved puzzles, each offering a window into our past. The urge to explore and understand is what drives us. If you're fascinated by ancient mysteries, join us. Subscribe for more expeditions and stories. The adventure is just beginning, and we want you with us for every discovery. Hit subscribe, and let's see what secrets the past holds. The next great mystery is out there, waiting to be found.